Welcome to Quadruple Event 2, CrossFit Chess. Your team will try and gather as many points as possible by completing a predefined set of exercises spread over a 4x4 grid. The event is 8 minutes long and divided into 4 2-minute intervals of 90 seconds work and 30 seconds rotation, where the whole team works at once. Here is a top view of the exercises. The weights for women and men are shown next to the exercise. And here are the reps needed to complete each square. The athletes will enter from the bottom row, leaving one athlete in each square. Each athlete will now have 90 seconds to work. If the athlete completes the first amount of reps, the team scores 1 point. If they complete the second amount of reps, the team scores 2 points. That means that the team can score between 0 and 8 points per row. After the 90 seconds of work, the athletes now have 30 seconds to rack the weights, rotate to the same position in the next row, and then switch if needed. Every athlete switch deducts 1/2 point from the team's total. This entails that the maximum amount of points the team can score for this event is 32, meaning that each athlete completed each square with the second amount of reps and no athlete switches were made during the whole event. Let's have a look at the event in action. On the sound of 3, 2, 1, go, the athletes will enter from the bottom row. After 30 seconds, the athletes will start the 90-second work period. The aim is to score either 1 or 2 points by doing the set amount of reps. Once the 90 seconds are over, the athletes must re-rack the weights and move 1 step forward to the square in front of them. Once the athletes have entered the squares in front of them, they are free to switch. Notice the 2 athletes furthest from the camera now switch. This costs the team 1 point. And now the second 90-second work period starts, where the athletes once again try and score 1 or 2 points. The second 90-second work period is now over, and the athletes rotate to the squares in front of them, and notice now that 3 athletes switch position. This costs the team 1.5 points. The male athletes entering squares with barbells must now apply the male weights. They must do so before starting the 90-second work period. Once the 90-second work period is over, the male athletes must now deload the barbells. This must be done in order to advance to the next square. Now the 2 closest athletes to the camera will switch position, further deducting 1 point from the team's total. And then the athletes will start the final 90 seconds of work. When the final 90 seconds are over, the athletes will stop working and move forward to the lane and exit the arena. Let's have a look at all the Exercise 2 standards. Atlas ball ground to box. The athlete must pick up the stone and put it on top of the box and control it with both hands. The stone must make it all the way up to the box, otherwise it is a no rep. The stone must also be controlled on top of the box. Failure to do so will result in a no rep. Bar muscle ups. The athlete must start fully locked out arms and finish at the top position also with fully locked out arms. If the athlete does not have fully locked out arms on the top or bottom position, that is a no rep. Wall balls. The athlete must hit the corresponding target on top and always go below parallel in the bottom position. Here the athlete does not go below parallel, and this is a no rep. And now the athlete will fail to hit the target and therefore it is also a no rep. Ring dips. The athlete must start in the top position, touch his shoulders to the rings, and finish out fully locked out in the top position. If the athlete is not fully locked out, that is a no rep. Also, if the athlete does not go all the way down and touch the rings with his shoulder, it is also a no rep. Pistols. The athlete must go below parallel and lock out the hips in the top position. Not going below parallel is a no rep, as well as not locking out the hips in the top position. This is also a no rep. If at any point in time during the pistol the foot touches the ground, this is also a no rep. Parallel LSIT. The timer starts when the athlete's legs are fully locked out. A slight bend is okay, but must be corrected quickly. A larger bend will force the timer to stop and the athlete must start over. If the athlete touches the weights, the timer stops. Kettlebell snatch. In the top position, the athlete must have fully locked out hips, fully locked out elbow, and the arm must at least go parallel to the ear in the top position. In the bottom position, the kettlebell must go below the hips. If the arm is not locked out on top, it is a no rep. Also, if the hips aren't locked out in the top position, it is also a no rep. And lastly, the arm must be at least parallel to the ears. Hand release burpee pull-ups. The athlete must do a hand release push-up in the bottom position and a pull-up in the top position. The athlete may do kipped or jumping pull-ups. Failure to do hand release in the bottom position is a no rep. Also, failure to get the chin over the bar in the top position is also a no rep. Dumbbell shoulder to overhead. The athlete must start with the dumbbell in the shoulder position and must fully lock out the hips and elbow for the rep to count. The athlete may push press or jerk the dumbbell if wanted. Muscle snatching the dumbbell is a no rep. Not locking out the hips in the top position is also a no rep. Not locking out the elbow in the top position is also a no rep. And lastly, the arm must be parallel to the ear at least for the rep to count. Free handstanding. The athlete must handstand within the allotted area. The athlete may handstand walk. If the athlete's hands touch the border, the timer stops. If the athlete's feet touch the ground, the timer also stops. The deadlift. The athlete must have fully locked out hips and knees in the top position for the rep to count. The athlete may use a touch and go technique, but both plates must touch the ground at the same time in order for the rep to count. Overhead squat. As with all racked barbell exercises in this event, the male athletes must put on the weights before attempting the exercise. The athlete must start in the top position with fully locked out elbows, shoulders, and hips. In the bottom position, the athlete must be below parallel. If the athlete is not below parallel, it is a no rep. Also, if the athlete does not have fully locked out hips at the top, it is also a no rep. Front squat. The athlete must have fully locked out knees and hips at the top position and go below parallel in the bottom position. Here are some examples of some no reps. Back squat. Once again, the athlete must have fully locked out hips and knees in the top position and go below parallel in the bottom position. Here are some examples of no reps. Cleans. In the top position, the athlete must have fully locked out knees, hips, and the elbows must be fully visible in front of the bar. The athlete may power clean or squat clean, but not hang clean. Here are some examples of no reps. Here the elbows are not in front of the bar. Snatch. The athlete must have fully locked out knees and hips in the top position as well as control of the bar. The athlete may power or squat snatch, but not hang snatch. Here are some examples of no reps.